Alright, hey guys, today the topic of interest is how to create powerful and positive thought patterns. So this is what I'll be teaching in this video. Now the first thing I want you guys to understand is that it's no accident that we experience the emotions that we experience. It's something that we're habitually doing that creates the emotions that we feel. Right? So when you look at the lives of people who are positive and you look at the lives of people who are negative, you'll find that the similarities to the things that they're doing, the similarities to the things that people who are consistently positive and people who are consistently certain and strong do, and the specific patterns to what people who are feeling depressed and negative and pessimistic all the time, the patterns to what they're doing too, right? So two of the patterns I'm going to be focused on today is what we focus on and the words we habitually use, because these two things largely influence the way that we feel, and if we change them, we change the way that we feel, okay? So we need to first understand that. So the second thing to get is this, is that contrary to popular belief, what we focus on is what we're going to feel. So many people think that, it's the environment or what's going on that dictates the way we feel. So many people think, it's the weather, or, it's my current situation, it's my financial status that's causing me to feel bad. It's my partner or my spouse that's making me feel bad. It's not that. It's what you're focusing on that's making you feel bad. It's the way you're communicating with yourself that's making you feel bad. Because when you think about this, aren't there people who are in dire situations, right? Things are going wrong for them, and they still find a way to be joyful and still find a way to be positive. Like, haven't you seen those documentaries where you got people who are in like poverty-stricken countries, but they're still joyful, they're still dancing, they're still playing, right? And haven't you also seen people who seemingly have it all, right? They've got good business, they've got finances, they've got friends, they've got family, and yet they still find a way to be miserable, right? Yeah. What's the difference between those two people? The difference is what they're focusing on. It's not what's going on in your environment or what's happening to you that dictates the way you feel. It's what you're focusing on. What you focus on is what you're going to feel, right? And what we must also get is that how do we direct our focus? So what do we do to direct our focus? So the way we direct our focus is through the questions we habitually ask ourselves. So when you think about thinking, like, just thinking, what is thinking? All thinking is asking and answering questions. It's the process of asking a question and answering it. And many of us have habitual questions that we consistently ask ourselves, but we're not consciously aware of the questions that we're asking. And as a result, we're feeling negative, we're feeling disempowered. So let me give you an example. So this week, I've been put in a lot of high pressure situations where I've had to deliver, okay? So there was a day, I think it was Wednesday, where everything went wrong for me. So I created a plan for my week and everything, and it fell apart. So on the Wednesday, I was supposed to get up early and do my run, do my studying, and then go to work. But it didn't work out that way because I ended up staying out late on the Tuesday, which wasn't part of the plan. And as a result of that, my alarm didn't go off. I woke up late, so I missed my runs and I didn't do my studying. So I was like, oh no, I'm late, right? So then I ran to try to get the bus to work, and I missed the bus as well. So everything was going wrong at this time. And then I caught myself asking myself disempowering questions. So the questions I was asking myself was, what's wrong with me? Why couldn't I be more disciplined? Look at this. Why have I just wasted half of my day? Why have I just ruined everything? I'm being very dramatic. Why have I just ruined everything? Everything? You know what I'm saying? I was asking myself these disempowering questions. The thing is this, when you ask yourself disempowering questions, your brain gives you disempowering answers. It's not designed to make you happy, it's just designed to answer the question. So when I was asking myself, why have I ruined everything? My brain was saying, it's because you're undisciplined and because you're stupid. You should have set your alarm, right? Now I'm busy getting answers like that. How's that going to make me feel? It disempowers me, right? So I had to switch the questions I was asking myself. So the question that I switched it to is alright, okay, I'm late. What can I do about this? What can I do right now to enjoy this situation? So yes, I was late. So what I did was, okay, fine, I'm not feeling good right now, I'm kind of miserable, but what can I do to enjoy this? What I can do now is I can put some music on and make myself feel good. Bring out my earphones, I put it in, right? Another question I asked myself was, okay, so I failed to do my work today, so when can I find time today to finish the work that I was supposed to do earlier on? Then I realized, okay, it's not that deep. I finished work at 6. I can go home for about 8 and then do what I need to do. It's fine, right? I was asking myself different questions. By asking myself different questions, I was able to put myself in an emotional state that's going to allow me to do what I need to do. Because this is the thing, when you're in a negative emotional state, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling angry, it's hard to think clearly, it's hard to come up with solutions. You won't come up with solutions when you're in that state, because that state is unresourceful, right? You want to be in more powerful and positive states, and you get into more powerful and positive states by asking yourself better questions. So you want to become aware of when those negative questions are coming in, and then ask yourself a more empowering question, because when you do that, you shift your focus, okay? So that's the first thing you do. get aware of the questions you're asking yourself. The second thing you can do is change the words that you're using. Now, the words that we're using largely influence and dictate the way that we feel, right? So the many statements that you hear all the time that are very, very disempowering, but they don't seem that way, okay? So one phrase that I largely want to encourage you guys to stop using and eradicate from your vocabulary is the phrase of, I have to do something. I have to do this. You often hear people say, you know, I have to go to work today. Or you often hear this, people say this, I'm sorry I can't meet up with you. I have to be at the gym, or I have to be with my family. I have to spend time with my family. Now, those sentences in and of themselves don't sound like that bad, but the problem with that sentence or that statement is the word have to. In life, you don't have to do anything. The phrase of have to implies that you don't have a choice. It implies that you are powerless, right? And it creates the state of a victim when you use a phrase like I have to. Rather, but then using I have to, use the phrase I choose to, and see how different that is. When you use the phrase of I choose to, it makes you feel in control, it makes you feel more empowered, and it directs you in a more positive way. So that's one phrase that you can use. Another phrase that I want you guys to just stay away from completely is the phrase of I can't. I can't is an awful phrase. So you often hear people say, you know, I can't do it. I can't do it. Now, when you're saying I can't do it, all it's doing is making you feel disempowered. It's making you feel weak. It communicates to your mind, weak, weak, weak. That's when you say I can't. Rather than saying I can't, what you can say is I don't know how to just yet. Right? Just by changing that phrase, it changes the way you feel completely. So when you're learning a new skill and you're saying I can't do it, don't say that. You just say I haven't learned how to do it just yet. Just by changing that slight shift, you change the way you feel. So become aware of these two things. Become aware of the phrases that you're using. Become aware of the disempowering phrases that you're saying over and over again. Become aware of the questions that you're habitually asking yourselves that are disempowering you, and change them. And when you do that consistently, you find that you change the way you feel. You find that your base level emotion, you find that you spend less time in disempowering states and more time in more empowering states. So try this out. Give it a go. If you need one-to-one coaching or you need more direction, shout me, right? Drop me a message, okay? But that's the video of the day, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it.